Hey, I'm Scott Cunningham, and in this video, I want to share a little bit of my story on how I started Visual Element Media and how we got to where we are today. So it took me until about my senior year in high school to really develop an interest in video and filmmaking. And before that, I was just a typical athletic kind of kid. I loved basketball and golf and just being outside and doing outdoor adventure kind of stuff. But YouTube started to become popular. And I started to watch videos, and I was really intrigued at how people were able to do visual effects and different style of video and storytelling. And I was challenged to try to see if I could replicate that. So I gathered all the money I possibly could, and I went out and I bought a video camera, this video camera. And I don't use it today, but I still keep it because I think it's just a great reminder of how this all got started. And so I started recording as many little videos as I could and figuring out how to use angles and lighting and audio. And eventually I started to record dance recitals and games and ballroom dancing. And I started to make a little bit of money, and I was able to carve out a little bit of a business for myself. And then I started to get professional work for businesses locally. But then the big setback happened, which was those companies then needed additional production that I was not able to handle. And so they decided to move on and find a company that could, and I totally understood, but I was completely devastated. I thought that my business career was over. It was 18 months that I was in business so far, and I was just down on my luck. And I decided, you know what, I can either wallow or I can pick myself up and try to rekindle this dream that I had. And so I picked myself up, I moved to Pittsburgh, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna get a part-time job and just have a little bit of income while I start my business again. Well, that turned into a full-time job, and then that got into management for that job, and I ended up working in retail management for a little over 2 years. And I got to a point where I was with my future wife, and we said, I either need to jump both feet into the business again, or I need to accept it as a hobby. And I'd been picking up some odd and end work here and there, and I had a couple of little clients, I guess, nothing sustainable. And we decided, you know what, let's give this business a try again. And this time I had a different outlook, because there was also, a different service as well. Aside from video, social media was starting to become a viable source for businesses. And so I started to introduce social media management. This was about 2012. And we really started to pick up a lot of clients that way. We were creating video that they could put on social media, as well as video that they could put on television. And this is what really pushed our business forward, and we started to grow, which was awesome. And so my wife and I, we were married, we had our first son, and then by the time we were expecting our second son, we realized we need to make a life change. And we decided to move to Ebensburg, which was my hometown. And there we started new, and we bought a house, and we opened up our studio, and we continued to grow the business. And what we found was there was another niche that we could start getting into, and that's podcasting. So we built a podcast studio here in our facilities, and we use that for clients. And the main common theme that we're noticing is that video, social, and podcast is where people spend the majority of their time. And so on the internet. And so we have found a really good formula for how to carve out success for other businesses using what we've used in ours. So that's a little bit of our story, and I'm really excited, and I hope that you join us for the next chapter of our story. If you're interested in any of the services that we offer, you can head over to our services page and find out all about our video, social, and podcast services. Or if you just like talking about business and want to learn more about what we do, I'd be more than happy to grab a cup of coffee and sit down with you and talk more. So thank you so much for watching if you made it this far, and I really hope that we can connect sometime soon. Thanks.